Let's talk innovation. Again, you're the CEO of 4 major companies. Even those companies have major companies within those companies. Was this part of the plan, or did it just happen?
More or less just happen. I mean, well, let's just say that when I was in college, I wanted to be part of things that would change the world in a significant way. I did want to accelerate the transition to a sustainable energy economy, which is the sort of electric cars, solar, and batteries. You know, I think some kind of brain-machine interface that can give you cybernetic superpowers, I think, is probably good. It could, help people that have brain or spine injuries. Restore, enable people who never spoken for years to speak again, which we've done. Give people eyesight who have lost both eyes of the optic nerve, or maybe have never even seen at all, blind from birth. By direct interface to the optical centers in the brain, you can actually restore eyesight, or give people eyesight that they've never had before, and you can enable people to walk again, which I think is profound. I mean, these are kind of Jesus level things, let's say, like, when technologies are hitting like Jesus level miracles, that's pretty good.
Shalom. Call Haloyim, La Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Raha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Honors and salutations to your fellow laborers out there doing the work in truth and in sincerity, especially during these times. Shalom to the few Akwaf that believe as well. A hearty shalom to the other laborers and believers that are scattered throughout the face of the earth, whether you be among the heathen and even unlike the heathen who are the speckled-bird Israelites. To the household of faith, which is the elect, I want to say shalom to you all. And then I want to say fair use under 1976 Section 107 Fair Use Act. My videos are not monetized. I don't receive any compensation off these videos. So with that, fair use. And as you heard Elon Musk talk in the video, he said what? And so-called Jesus-like powers, and this is exactly what the scriptures speak about, in regard to the beast, and who's at the head of that beast system is the Edomite, all right, the so-called or self-proclaimed white man. He's at the forefront of the beast system, and they're showing you those miracles. They're going to try to convince you that it's worth taking the MOTB, all right, off the miracles they can, so-called perform. As you heard them speak about the capability of someone that was, basically paralyzed, and someone that that's paralyzed, they can't walk, but being able to walk again, he says, profound. Eyesight, can't see, but now you can see again. You know what I mean? And it's another point he was making, but the thing is this, those are some of the miracles, all right, that our Lord Yahweh Shai had done or performed. Let me get some real quick, okay? Because the scriptures speak about a lot of those things. Let me see here. Let me see. There's a lot of them. Matter of fact, let's get this. And bear me 1 second. I'm going to find a couple of scriptures that's going into the miracle. Matter of fact, you know what? This one right here. I was trying to think about one in particular, but let me just grab this real quick. All right, St. John 9:1, it says, and as Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Yahushua answered, neither hath this man sinned, nor his parents, but that the works of the Most High should be made manifest in him. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. Right? As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. And this is Yahushua speaking. Okay. Verse 6 says, and when he had thus spoken, he spat on the ground and made clay of the spittle, and he anointed the eyes of the blind man with the clay, and said to him, go wash in the pool of Siloam, which is by interpretation sent. He went his way therefore and washed, and came seeing. See? And so this man was able to see after Yahushua had performed this miracle on him. Okay, which I just read. Okay, verse 8, it says, the neighbors therefore, and they which before had seen him that he was blind, said, is not this he that sat and begged? See, some said, this is he. Others said, he is like him, but he said, I am he. All right, therefore said they unto him, how were thine eyes open? See, and then he told him, he answered him, verse 11, he answered and said, a man that is called Yahushua made clay. That's his true name, not Jesus, man. Okay, you look at the word. First of all, I know J in the Hebrew, and the letter J come around to 1524. Okay, let's start right there. Everything was translated from the Hebrew to the Greek and the Latin. So in the Latin, it'll even say Jesus, like the 1611. Okay, because that was during the time when things were heavily translated into Latin. It'll say Jesus. Ain't no J there. Okay. It says, he answered and said, a man that is called Yahushua made clay and anointed mine eyes, and said to me, go to the pool of Siloam and wash. And I went and washed, and I received sight. So that was a miracle that Yahushua performed. And what's the name of this video? It says the word Jesus, but they want to perform miracles like Yahushua. And that show you that Esau, Edom, right, has a God-like complex where he wants to be a God for real, and he's not. Just a mortal man. Okay? Let's get something real quick. The book of Second Thessalonians, chapter 2. And I started at verse 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means. And this man, Esau, Edom, the wicked, he's trying to deceive you by all means. Because the MOTB prophecy is coming to pass. All right, the one major prophecy we're looking forward to that's going to shut up all you naysayers is the prophecy of the MOTB. Even though all the other prophecies, is speaking louder than ever before as well. But in particular, MOTB, where the MOTB, which is the RFID technology, is going to be pushed. Because what was he talking about in the video clip? The Neuralink. The Neuralink is the way they're going to perform this miracle of giving sight to the blind, causing the paralyzed to walk, and even someone that can't talk, you maybe can talk now, maybe can feel whatever. They're going to push these miracles, through this device, because this device is the MOTB, and that's the ultimate goal of the elites. It's to make you perpetual slaves by, putting you on the MOTB system. Okay, this is the reason why you have all these data centers being built all the way up, man, to work. Because why? The 6G, the AI technology, the data centers, they all go hand in hand with the MOTB system. Okay, that goes hand in hand. So it says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day should not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God, and it says, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is God. Right. So he's want to be he's setting himself forth to show himself like he's a God. He's nothing but just a mortal man again. Okay, but this is the God complex, all right, demon that's on Esau's mind. He thinks he's a real God. Okay? But the Lord's going to show you that he's just a man, because the Lord's going to destroy this dude. He's going to destroy this dude with great power, man. This wicked man, Esau, man. Okay? So that's the God complex of Esau, man. All right? Now, with regard to MOTB system, right, and the Neuralink and everything, again, the miracles they're going to perform is going to cause many to receive it. And the reason why I said many is because 2/3 of our people are going to perish and die. So therefore, it leaves what? Only the 1/3 left, okay, which is the remaining number of Israelites. Because if you take a pie of a full pie, you cut into thirds, which is 3/3. If 2/3 of the pie is gone, that's the vast majority of the pie. But only 1/3 is left, which is the remnant, the remainder of the pie. That's how, in comparison to us Israelites, how many of us are going to make it versus the ones that's not going to make it. Lord willing, I'm a part of the ones that make it. You know what I mean? So, bear with me 1 second. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 14. And it reads, and by the way, too, Shalakia, let me give credit where credit is due, because I came across video clip via the elder Require Kwam. I came across this video and I watched it, and I just like, man, I looked it up myself. And Shalakia, you know, I watch this video all the time, but I know his channel name, but it slipped me right now. But the elder out of London, beautiful elder, you know, Tawala, you know, Yahweh Shem Shah for putting on the elder spirit to bring out this info. And I'm just basically, you know, furthering or further spreading the info that I received through Yahweh Shem Shah, through the Holy Spirit, through that elder, you know. So continuing on, this is Revelation 13 and 14. I just want to give credit where credit is due. Revelation 13:14, and deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image, to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. Right, talking about the Roman system, okay, the Greco-Roman system that fell when West Rome fell, you know, but it was revived, you know, or the deadly wound was healed through the Renaissance period, okay, which we had that beast system come back in the earth. All right, it was revitalized, okay, but they're gonna work these miracles via, you know, this RFID technology, as you heard by Elon, okay, what he was trying to do, or what they're gonna do as far as using the Neuralink, and it's something that has been on the table for a while, because the MOTB system is a system that's going to be, you know, pushed and presented to the whole world, man. Okay, as it's written in Revelation, the 3rd chapter, that it's going to be a time of testing, which is the hour of temptation, as it's called in Revelation 3 and 10. It's going to be a hour of temptation for the whole world, right? Which is right up, right up according to, you know, the prophecy, you know, what the elites are going to actually do, which is already pre-written in the scriptures, is they're going to present this MOTB system. How about to say MOTBs, but it is the mark of the beast, but MOTB system, all right, to the whole world, man. Because why? They want to get everybody on this system, because that's the reason why you have everything being digitalized or digitized, you know what I'm saying, for the last so many years, man. Okay, everything is digital. Okay, the book of Habakkuk 2, I find myself, you know, keep quoting it. It says, "Though it tarry, wait for it, will surely come." Right. So the MOTB system, you know, it was tarrying at some point, right? You know, some could say, right, but you look at what's going on right now in today's time, of the ministry of the prophets. What's going on? The MOTB system is at the forefront of the ministry of the prophets, man. Hey, all we talk about really is the MOTB and other things as well, but the MOTB system is like, or the MOTB in itself, period, it's like the the main thing that we watching for. Okay, we know World War III, which is the third war going on. Jacob's time of trouble is at hand. We know these things going on, but when you think about it, man, hey, one of the major prophecies we're looking forward to, MOTB, man. Okay, there's other things, famine, pestilence, all that stuff going on, but the MOTB, hey, is happening, man. Okay, so let's go from there. Let's go to the book of Revelation 19. Okay, and verse 20, because you're gonna have a lot of people, okay, that's gonna be duped into getting this MOTB, because that's exactly what the prophecies say, right? Matter of fact, Shalaki, I kind of got a little ahead of myself. I'm gonna jump down to verse 16, right? Revelation 13:16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? And we know that that's the RFID technology. You got the one that's the size of a grain of rice, and then you have the Neuralink, okay, which Elon was speaking on it, right? Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, right? So you want to buy or sell, okay, having this mark, this digital device, all right, that's the size of a grain of rice, or when it goes to the temple, the forehead, that's directly tapped into your brain. Okay, that's a part of it, man. See, point is, hey, you take that. There's a judgment for that. Okay, Revelation 14:9 and 10. Okay, there's a judgment for you taking the MOTB. Okay. Revelation 19:20. I'm just getting right to the point. We talk about this MOTB all the time, as we should, and you should know by now. Okay, it is written that. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick, because this is gonna be a eye opener to you naysayers, man. Okay, Ezekiel chapter 2 and verse 5, and they whether they were here, or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them. Right, so they're going to know in that day, man. All right, they're going to know that a prophet has been among them, because guess why? The Lord ain't going to leave no room for excuses, man. Okay, you seen the ministry of the prophets. You walk by scoffing, scorning, talking shit, right? But see, the MOTB system, all right, it's out there, man. The MOTB is out there. You can't hide it no more, man. Okay? you gotta tell, the tribes the truth at some point. You would think, at least, But the Lord has, his chosen, and the rest, hey, man, it is what it is. All right, you're gonna be cut off and down inside. But let's go back here to Revelation 19:20. It says doom of the beast and the false prophet. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that received the mark of the beast, and them that worship the image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. Right, it's talking about America. Okay, so the America gonna be one big a lake of fire, man. Okay, and what's going to create that fire is the thermonuclear missiles, man. It's going to create that fire. Okay, because those that be deceived by these miracles, you will be a part of that fire, man. Point blank, period, man. That's all I have to say about it, man. Because you've been warned, man. All right. So with that, all praise and glory be unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Hey, again, shalom to the Lord's elect. The Lord really been edified. Until the next video, I want to say shalom and Abab Abal. And yeah, man, it's here, man. Shalom.